Are you effing kidding me? Oh my god.
Hey guys, what's up? And welcome to another episode of Ask Kilma. This week's question comes from DJ producer Oana out in Romania. She wants to know, how can I get a response from a club owner? Whether good or bad, I'd like to receive some sort of feedback so next time around, I know what they're looking for. So clearly, handing in a mixtape and sending an email over is not good enough. A lot of people have this idea that because you can buy likes on Facebook or get a bunch of Instagram followers, that's gonna be enough to get you the DJ gigs. But what's happening right now is that loads and loads of promoters, bar owners, and managers are getting approached by an overwhelming amount of DJs promising them the world and then not doing any of that. And they're getting ticked off. And what's happening is they're starting to ignore these DJs. They don't see the point in paying a lot of them, and we need to really establish the value back into that industry. But that means we're really gonna have to step up our game and set ourselves apart. So let's start with the first thing. You really need to be persistent in your approach. Maybe you think going to the promoter is good enough. That's gonna be your number one ticket in as far as getting the booking. But you might not realize that that promoter doesn't have that much power as far as paying you or even bringing you in if that's not their typical genre of music. You might have to go to the bar owner to sell your concept, or the bar owner might push it back down to the promoter, which agrees, and then the manager, finds it in the budget to make it work. You might turn into the promoter because you as the DJ have this really fantastic marketing plan and concept for your night where you come in there as a full package, so you don't even want to go to the promoter. You actually want to go to the manager. And I can't even tell you how many times, artists give their stuff to the promoter or give their stuff to the manager, and a week or a month later, that person isn't even working for them anymore, and the owner didn't even find out about what you offer because they never showed it to the owner. So you have to be persistent. You can't just go for one person. Another thing to keep in mind is to actually gain information before you even step into that place. You need to know who their typical demographic is. Maybe it's a really nice establishment and you want to throw like a rave style event there and it's just not the right fit. So you need to know these things before you're approaching them, or when you're having these business meetings, gain some of that information so that when you go on to the next part, have a concept in mind, then you can really sell your business idea to that owner or manager or promoter. Maybe you have an idea for an industry night and you've done your research, in the area who their competition is. So you already know, I'm not gonna throw a hip hop night on an industry night when the guy across the street's doing the exact same thing. I'm gonna offer this type of music and this type of vibe that's gonna bring in a different demographic, or even get some of those people to say, hey, I like this vibe, this is different, and give people different options as opposed to directly competing, which is why you need to know what the competition is. Now, I wrote an article recently that talks about the importance of working together with your competition. It's such an important article because as an industry, as like even our small niche scenes, when we are trying to throw the same style event on the same weekend or the same day in the same area, everybody loses out. And that's why I'm saying that it's important for you to not only have a concept in mind, but know the competition. So when you're approaching these business people with your ideas, you can tell them why it's beneficial to have something that's not like everybody else. Lastly, we must come to the reality that no response is also a response. If you go out of your way to really try to contact these people and they just keep dodging you and they're just not giving you any sort of feedback or any opportunities to sit down with them, then they have no interest in working with you. Or maybe they keep switching the appointments and you're getting the impression that they're a bit flaky. I think it's really important that we understand that if someone's not giving us a response, and we're going above and beyond to really sell our idea to them, then you just dodged a bullet by not having this person jump onto the project that you've got going on. I also want to warn you guys that when doing these business meetings, when creating this concept, you also want to be careful that these people aren't going to turn around and take your idea and run with it. But if you're smart about the way you do business, likely, you know, you're going to be offering them resources and a demographic that they're not yet tapped into. And that's, again, another really important thing to get across to that business owner. So as far as feedback goes, I think that if you're approaching this particular business venture in a more business-suited mind, then when you're sitting down having those conversations with them and you're asking these questions and you're getting to know them, they're naturally going to give you all the feedback that you need to know. It's not good enough to just send a mixtape. It's not good enough to just send an email. There are exceptions to the rule, yes. But they're the exceptions and we're the rule, right? So I hope that helped, Oana. And I really want to hear how this helps you. I want to hear what kind of feedback you get from people. I want to hear your success stories, or if you did something slightly different than what I offered that worked better for you, so we can help other DJs. How sweet would that be? So I'm Kilma. Ask me your questions. Hashtag #AskKilma on Twitter, or send me a video. That would be freaking awesome. An Instagram video question. You just got to make it short. This video was a little longer than I usually go, but I feel like there was a lot of really important questions, because this is really a video about how to pitch to a club as opposed to how to get feedback. Because getting feedback from a club when you don't really know what it is they're looking for, or you do, but they don't really know you as a person, you really got to get that conversation going. I'm just rambling now. Ask me your questions. Leave comments below with questions or situations that you think other people would find quite helpful. And until next time, don't kill anybody's vibe, all right?